biggest stress I think for any senior is what college to go to.
The most challenging thing for me senior year was debating whether I wanted to go to Israel or not. I had some friends that were going, some friends that were thinking about it, some friends that didn't want to go, and my brother was there already, and I really wanted to go, but my parents didn't really want to let me go, and I had to decide if it was worth the fight because they already helped me so much with applying to college. They were letting me go to NYU, as opposed to like applying to Macaulay Baruch for free. They were paying for school, so I wanted to know if it was worth it to fight them for it or just forget about it and not go. And when I finally decided that I wanted to go, they weren't so willing to let me go. They weren't even so willing to listen to me about it because they were so helpful through applying to college. So what I ended up having to do was I emailed them because every time I brought it up, they would just get really mad at me. So I emailed them a list of reasons why I wanted to go and why it would be beneficial for me, and I wrote their arguments and why I disagree with their arguments and why I think their arguments were basically had faults. And after I emailed them, my father called Rabbi Beta to talk about it, and then they sat down with me, and then we finally discussed together what would be the best solution for me, what I would gain out of my year in Israel as opposed to going straight to high school, as opposed to going straight to college, and I think that was very beneficial.
The most challenging thing for me as a senior in high school was to make the right decisions to go to certain parties where I knew that some of my friends would be drinking alcohol or smoking pot, and those were things that I wasn't okay with doing, and I didn't know if I wanted to be around it. Would I go there and would I be made fun of that I wasn't doing it, or would I go there and then just do it because of the peer pressure and give in to them? And there was a lot of times where I had to make the decision of, am I going to go or am I not going to go, and how am I going to handle myself if I go? And that was really the hardest thing that came during senior year.
Be ready for when you come back, because I remember I'm in Barnard now, and the first weekend, maybe it wasn't the first week, when I came back for Rosh Hashanah, I've been gone for like a week, not even 4 or 5 days, and just coming back, and my family had new jokes and stuff happened, and just know that you're going to miss some things. Nothing big, but things change while you're there. Your friends change. Just get ready for that to happen.
The world, and I go out there, and there are non-Jews, Muslims, Christians, everyone. And I wanted to do everything. I wanted to do things with them, and it was hard for me. Like, they go out Friday nights, I couldn't go out with them. They did things that I didn't think was really appropriate to do, and it was just like surprising to me in the first place, and then it was really hard to make the decision as to like what was right or wrong. Yes.
The most shocking experience I've had post-high school was when I first got to school, you don't realize how many different types of people there are, and how, when you're in Flatbush, everyone's the same, you know everyone, at least you know most of the people. Everything I've done so far, camp, school, I've known everyone, and you come to this new world with tons of people, and everyone like has different views, and they don't agree with you on anything. Not everyone understands what a Jew is, and I had a group project, and they wanted to meet on Saturday because that was the best day for them, and then I had to explain to them why I couldn't come to school on Saturday, and like how then we had to meet Sunday morning, which I'm all upset about, and it was only because of me. The rest of the 15 of them could all meet on Saturday, and they had to all rearrange our schedules because of me. I mean, they were understanding about it, but it was just hard to, like I never had to explain it to anyone else. I never had to explain why I was doing something like, when it hurt someone else.
I think that the transition was a little difficult because my parents kind of assumed that going to college would be so much easier than Flatbush, and it's not to say that it's harder, but it's certainly the same amount of work. And my parents,
everything they would talk about every day would be about the party last night, and every single day would be about the party last night and the party that they had the night before, and it just seemed like every night was another party. And I mean, I wasn't so used to that. I was very sheltered in Flatbush.
I gotta say, my parents were definitely really cool about everything. I think it really helped me out a lot. I mean, it got to a certain point. They trusted me. They knew, they could trust me, and they let me do my own thing, basically. They gave me my freedom. They gave me my space where they thought I needed it. I knew they were there for me if I ever needed them, and they let me grow. They let me make the transition. Let me make my own decisions, and it really helped me out a lot. So.
The best advice that my parents gave me was to follow the dreams that I want, and that they'll be behind me the whole way.
One of the ways my parents helped me with the transition was that they were always there for me no matter what. I was really able to speak to them about anything, any problem I had, whether it being my friends or my boyfriend. They were there for me, and it was good to know that you have someone to turn to no matter the situation, and they're not judging you based on what you're saying, and they're open and they're there to speak to you.
I was in Israel last year for the year, and one of the toughest things that I had to face was lying to my parents about what I was doing on my free time in Israel. Thursday nights, Saturday nights, went out, had a lot of fun, but have to call and tell my mom that I was, playing ball, laying low that night, and it was very tough. I wish I would have been able to be more open about that kind of stuff, and would have made stuff a lot easier.